Hello students, today's class 11th computer science topic is of unit 1 and today's topic is memory units. In this topic you will understand what is a bit, byte, MB, GB, TB and PB, etc. With this video you will be able to understand what the memory is and what are the various kind of memory units in computers. Now coming to what is memory. Memory, if you see the dictionary meaning of memory, it is something related with the remembering something. Means if you are remembering some person, it means that person is in your memory. So this is the simple meaning of memory word. But in computers, what memory is? It is made up of semiconductor switches. Why we require memory? First you should understand it. If you want to save any file in your computer, then you should have at least some memory there for saving that file. Means it is a space, it is just like a space where you are going to save your file into computer. So that space you are saying is a memory. It is a general definition, you can say it is a general meaning of memory in computer. So coming to the specific terms, memory is made up of semiconductor switches. The position of the switch, open or closed, is used to represent the binary numbers 0 or 1. As you should remember that a computer just knows 0 or 1. Computer doesn't know what is A, what is B, what is C. Computer does this calculation or does everything that you save in computer, that may be MS Word file or that may be PowerPoint file. Everything computer does in the form of 0 and 1. A single unit of memory is called a bit. So if you are going to save any file into your computer, then it means that file is also going to save in the form of 0 and 1 only. So what is the smallest unit? If you ask what is the smallest unit of the memory, then smallest unit of the memory will be bit. A bit. A bit can be termed as either 0 or 1. As I have told you that a computer stores the data into either 0 or 1. So in the same way, if you ask what the smallest unit in which the computer is going to save our file, it means it is a bit only. Means that may be 0 or 1. 2 bits together allow 4 different binary numbers to be stored. If you say any 2 bit 0 or 1, then its combination, or if you combine these 0 or 1 in multiple times and you said that create a 2-bit number with the 0 or 1, then you can create these 4 numbers, either 0 0 or 0 1 or 1 0 or 1 1. You cannot make 5th different number with the use of 0 or 1 as given here, except here given here. And if you say 4 bits are written, then we say it a nibble. But if you say 8 bits are stored somewhere, then those 8 bits collection is known as byte. Spelling of byte is BYTE. You can see here in the next slide. Here you can see I have introduced three memory units. First one is the smallest, that is bit. 1 bit, as I have earlier told you, that it may be either 0 or 1. Example is, you can write either 0 or 1 for a bit. Next unit is nibble. Nibble is known as the collection of 4 bits. That 4 bits may contain either 0 or 1 inside it. So I have given some example. If you give 4 times 0, it means you have taken a nibble with all zeros, and you can have 4 times 1, it means you are created a nibble with all ones. So nibble means if you are writing 4 bits there, it means a nibble is created. Next is byte. Byte is a collection of 8 bits. So if you are creating a binary number with either 0 or 1, but that 0 or 1 are used 8 times, that may be used 8 times in a number, then it means you have created 1 byte. So these were some small units. Going ahead with the higher units, you can see a chart here. Memory units are further created as kilobyte. What a kilobyte means here, I have written at 2 raised to power 10 byte. So if you want to understand kilobyte, means we are saying KB, kilobytes. Okay. Kilobytes means you are saying in 1 kilobyte, 1 KB, you are having 1024 bytes. See, I had said kilobyte equals to 2 raised to power 10 bytes. So next is in here you can see what is 1024. 1024 is equals to your 2 raised to power 10. In the same way, if you are saying MB, again it will be equals to 1 MB equals to 1024 KB. So if you move ahead with megabytes and gigabytes, it will be 1 gigabyte will be equals to 1024 megabytes, and terabyte will be equals to 1024 gigabyte, and petabyte will be 1024 terabyte, and exabyte will be 1024 petabyte. So these were some memory units that you should know. So if you see, these were some memory units, starting with bit, byte. Before byte there is a nibble, and again it is kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, and exabyte. Next is this is a type of memory that you must have heard about. What is ROM and RAM? There are two kinds of primary memory in our computer. As it is not specifically given in your new revised syllabus, but you should able to understand it, what ROM and RAM is. RAM stands for random access memory and ROM stands for read only memory. The contents of RAM can be altered. Random access memory means such memory that can be this memory you can change. So a computer can both read from and write to memory addresses in RAM. So in RAM, a user can read as well as write from that memory. As RAM is described as volatile meaning here, if you switch off your system, then the matter present in the RAM will go off, means your data will be lost from the RAM. If what is the purpose of RAM here? RAM is a very fast memory. If you ask someone why RAM is used, if it is volatile, actually the everything that you are going to open in your computer, or you can say if you are watching some movie or listening some song in your computer, that it means it is at present working in RAM. So every file that you want to see on your monitor, or that you want to work in your computer, that file or that movie or that song will be in RAM at that time, at the execution of that file. So next is ROM, read only memory. The contents of ROM cannot be altered, means it is just for the reading purpose. So a computer can only read from memory addresses in ROM. So why ROM is created? ROM is created only for the purpose of reading of some files from the computer. From the computer side only. We cannot change the matter inside ROM. We just fix our ROM into computer, and and the matter of ROM, or you can say the files present in the ROM, are used by the system only. ROM is described as non-volatile, meaning if you switch off your computer, that means the files present in the ROM will be present there also. So this was a brief introduction of ROM and RAM. There is one more memory, that is secondary memory. You can say hard disk is a secondary memory, even pen drive is also a secondary memory. You can add extra pen drive according to your requirement into your computer. You can add extra size of hard disk into your computer. So these are some secondary memory which you can increase or decrease as per your requirement into your computer, but RAM and ROM are the primary memory. There should be at least one RAM or one ROM in your computer for its smooth working. So thank you. This was all for today's topic. You should understand the topic, and I will share a quiz on this topic on the next day. Thank you.